Welcome back to another episode of my MiniBrute 2 cookbook tutorial series thing where I go through all the different recipes in the MiniBrute cookbook and cook them up. See how they flavor. See how they flavor. See how they taste. See how they smell. Anyway, today's episode is the Master Slap. VCO1 is being synced to VCO2 so that it always stays in tune when using the VCO1 FM knob. This resulting timbre is reminiscent of digital synthesis. Try different waveforms on VCO1 and adjust the FM knob for even more sound sculpting. So, there's a little bit going on here. We'll try to explain it all as we go. All right, so first things first, we got to get it all back to a null patch, which I already have done. All right, let's get an oscillator going. Ah, sound, hooray. Now, it said that the oscillators have to be synced to make the sound kind of what it is, right? So let's start off with that. So let's get a patch from VCO out, or VCO2 out to VCO1 sync, all right? And it didn't really do much yet. Come to think of it, I'm looking at it, I'm not really sure. Oh, it's from the FM, that's why. All right, so let's get that going. Let's get some FM up. So it sounds a little bit harsher, a little more, you know, I don't know. There's a little more fuzz involved there, right? Let's see. The cookbook says to tune everything down, make your VCO2 a saw wave, VCO1 fine tune all the way up. I'm not gonna mess with the metalizer just yet. I just want to see what happens here. Whoa! All right, so now just by adjusting the pitches here, right, we get some really fun stuff off the bat, right? I'm going to turn this volume down just a touch. Okay, so what's happening here is that oscillator 1 is being synced to the output of oscillator 2. Now, the FM... so oscillator 2 is frequency modulating oscillator 1, but they're also synced. So it's kind of FMing itself in a way. So now let's do something else with it here, because this is pretty. There we go. That's back to how it's supposed to be ish. Right? Oh, it also. There we go. That's better. It's supposed to be in a fine setting, not full range. My bad. Okay, so let's start getting this filter engaged here, right? So we got it on low pass. We'll bring the cutoff down a little bit, give it some ADSR movement, and adjust that decay and sustain. So we got something out of it, right? But now we also have this metalizer thing going on, right? So let's add some of this and see what happens. Just a little bit. I'm not sure why the global tune was supposed to be up on that one, so I turned it up a little bit and didn't quite get it. So I'm just going to leave that down. But now there's one more connection we haven't done yet, and that is from the ADSR envelope into the the amplitude modulation in the amp module, right? Now what that allows for is to use the ADSR envelope to control the cutoff and the amplitude of the sound. Why would you want to do that? Well, because it sounds kind of slappy, like a slap bass. Pretty cool, right? So right off the bat, there we go. There's our sound. And then you just kind of adjust to taste. Maybe you want the cutoff to be harsh and fast, right? Now, it's important to note that tuning this particular synth is going to be a bear, or this particular recipe, because it's all frequency modulation. to get the right timbre. And you can adjust the FM higher or lower to get where you want to go. Now, let's take this one step further, okay? We have that metalizer doing some stuff, and the metal mod is natively controlled by the velocity, as is pre-wired in the system. So, what we're going to do is we're going to take and use something different for that. What are we going to do for that? I think we're going to start with LFO1. Pardon my shaky hands. I've had way too much coffee today. So what were we doing? LFO1 into the, let's do into the metal modulation. That will no, I don't like that. I don't like that. Tell you what we're gonna do. We're gonna use, just for funsies, I'm gonna try the noise oscillator in the metal modulation. That, you know, that put a lot more like whack on it, you know what I mean? There it is. There you go. So there's a nice tip to take this simple synth, this simple sound, and put the noise oscillator into the metal modulation to get more punch and more attack out of that hit. That's actually really good. I really like that, like a lot. So you could definitely use that for like, you know, you can really get a beat going with that. And then and it still sounds good. In higher registers. It sounds really nice as a bass sound. Now, we can do one more thing here to kind of keep everything kosher. Let's go keyboard out to cut off, right? And let's see what this does. So there we go. So I'm not sure if that's working the way I was anticipating it. My patch bay's been acting up lately. It seems to have worked the way I thought it was going. Oh, bump the camera. Okay, so that's not working the way I thought it was going to. Let me try it this way. Let me just go straight into the cutoff. Oh, that's better. Okay, so there you go. So what we can do now is fix my camera because I bumped it. Oh, all right. So what we can do is take the keyboard, the MIDI from the keyboard out, go it right into the cutoff with it. And so what that'll do is as you go up the scale, like we've done before in other patches, as you go up the scale, it'll open up the cutoff, the filter, more or less depending on where you are. So put a little brute factor behind it. Boy, that sounds really nice. I really like that. All right, so there you go. Master Slap by Victor Morello. Pretty simple sound. It's not super complicated. Just a little FM between the two oscillators, and then you kind of have to balance it out and find what's going to make it, you know, you got to adjust the timbre to get, you know, to taste, to try to get it where you want. And then you'll have to use the global tune to actually tune it, which I didn't bother doing, but, you know, experiment in your own way. As always, have fun, experiment, play around. We'll catch you in the next video.